Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. Today we're going to have a look at how to upload a route file to both Strava and Ride with GPS on your computer. They both have to have their pros and cons, but we won't go into those today because this is just for people who are either new to one or both apps or who are moving from using their phone for recording their rides to another form of recording such as your cycle computers or another kind of dedicated GPS device. We also won't be looking at importing data from other services such as Nike Plus, Runkeeper, etc. That's for another time. So first we're going to look at Strava. So over here you can see my home page. Yours will look different, however the menu setup across the top here will be the same. In the top right hand corner we want to go and hover our mouse over this circle and then come down and choose Upload Activity. Once you've done that, you'll see a whole bunch of names that you're familiar with, and you can import directly from devices or apps from your phone directly from here. But to keep things simple, we're going to come over here to File and choose to upload a file from our device. You can also use this option for uploading a file that you've saved to your computer. So we choose Files, come down here, and I'm going to be uploading it from my little Brighton device. So I select my Brighton, then scroll down to find the date that I want to import the file from. So I'm going to look at the 13th of April here. You can either double click or select Open, and up it comes. So as you can see here, Strava will automatically put in a title here based on the time of day and the activity. So I'm going to change mine. I'm just going to call that PMQ Loop. I'm not going to put a description in, but feel free to do that yourself. This is particularly good if you are regularly keeping records of rides and you want to go back and see what that ride was, say from 12 months or longer ago. Up here, Strava automatically puts in the ride type, and then the activity type, which is automatically set to ride, but you can choose whatever one it is. And you can see there's lots of different types of activities you can have in Strava. The actual type of ride down here, you can choose either race or workout. They're the only two options, so I just normally choose workout. If you have more than one bike, select the bike that you did the ride on, and then scroll down, and further down the page you'll see the perceived exertion section, and you can change this to reflect the difficulty of the ride. Right. I find that there's a bit of a disparity between their idea of moderate and my idea of moderate. Anyway, let's call it easy. Next, you want to look at your privacy controls. Now, the default here is set to followers. So that's anybody who has a Strava login and is following your profile. So that's friends, workmates, whoever, other people you train with, or just people from your riding group. The other options are everyone. Okay, that's anyone can see this segment, all right, and all of your data, including your start and finish areas, or only you. That means it's private and it just goes into your database and stays there for your records. So your followers don't get to see it, and of course, no one else does. We're going to leave it at the default, followers. You can choose to hide any details down here. If you choose these, they will be hidden from your followers. But now we're just going to choose Save and View. Give it time to upload. And there you have it, PMQ Loop. Now, you can come down here and you can see the map of where you rode. And you can also see the data associated with it. The distance, the amount of time that your GPS sensed you moving. Another good feature of this, and it's the same with Ride GPS, is you have an elevation profile down here, which you can either run your cursor along here, and of course the dot follows on the route you took, so you can see where the high and low points were. Of course, this being Port Macquarie, reasonably flat. And of course, you can also zoom in for a closer look at where you actually went. Cool. So that was Strava. Next, we'll have a look at how to upload a file to Ride with GPS. So you see that the excuse me, the dashboard for Ride with GPS looks very different to Strava. Functionally, they pretty much do the same thing, but it's pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of orientating yourself. All right, so we want to come over to the left-hand menu and just click Upload. Once we've done that, browse files. Now this time we're going to be uploading something from my Garmin GPS Map 64S. So I'll choose Garmin from the left-hand side. Then we want to go into the Garmin directory and to the GPX directory. Now you'll notice that these files have a file extension of .gpx, and if you were paying attention, you would have seen that the files from my Brighton had a .fit extension. They're both types of data files, and they hold pretty much the same type of information. There's a couple of other types of files out there. One is the .tcx, and the other one is .kml. So TCX and FIT files are very similar. There are some fundamental differences with them though, and those differences are pretty much beyond the scope of this video. And then the other one is the .kml, which is a file used by Google Maps. But this time what we're going to do is just click on this GPX file. Now, you've got two options here. You can either save it as a route or add it to your activities. Both options will save this ride to your profile. The primary difference being that if you add it to your activities, not only will you have the map saved, but the kilometers from that ride will be added to your total kilometers overall. If you just save it as a route, you'll have that activity saved and you can use it later on for anything you want, like downloading onto another type of device to follow that route again or give it to a friend. But if you save it as a route, it doesn't add it to your total kilometers. So let's add it to my activities. And there you have it. Now again, it puts a generic name in here, a bit like Strava did. The difference being, as you can see, it gives you the time and date of the activity. So we're going to click Done. And then we're actually going to come over here to Activities because we want to edit this. Hover your mouse over the activity you want to edit. And to the right of the date, you'll see a little pencil icon. Click on that. Now we're open for editing. All right. And we can change the name here, give it something meaningful. Rides like this, I usually give it a name of where I've been. I can put a description if you want down here, whoever you want to see this. So public profile, friends only. So friends are like, friends in Ride with GPS are like followers in Strava. Or if it wanted just to be you, only you can see it, and you're basically keeping it for your records. Again, you've got different types of activities. You can choose here, right? Choose the most appropriate one. Doesn't have bike packing there, but maybe that's something I'll sort out a bit later on. Okay. Then down here, you can basically choose anything you want out of these options here. Once you're happy with it, click that save button. And there you have it. Again, similar to Strava, you out of the way, you have an elevation profile that you can follow. As you can see here, the hills around Cooper are a little drastic. All right. Yep, and similar to Strava, all of your metrics are here. So your ride data, your distance, the how much elevation you gained over the ride, the time, gradients up and gradients down, all the data. So that's about it for this video. There'll be more videos coming on this. We'll go into how to download a route from your records, or if someone's given you access to a route or a GPX file, how to put that onto your device to use for navigation. Yeah, that's about it for today. If you found this video helpful, I really hope you did. If you did, please give it a like and follow the channel if you're interested in seeing more content like this. All right, so bye for now and keep pedaling.